day for trading, Peter.
Was it?
Not exactly what I wanted, but did things move sort of textbook? Yeah, things move sort of textbook. Oh, are we live? Welcome to Revelations for Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. I'm your illustrious trading guide, Tom Sacred Prophet Hartman, and serving at my pleasure is my first acolyte, hand of the king, speaker of the house, Peter Bad Guru Hartman. I wanted to call you vice president, but I don't like the idea of you having president in your, even if it's vice. Even if it was not president, I don't think I would like it.
Okay.
On Revelations, we recap the day's trade setups, the wins, the sins, and the miracles, and what we're watching for in the days ahead, all to teach you, the congregation, how to trade. So, like, follow, and listen because the next few minutes might just change your life. This is what I've told every girl I have ever been with, and it's been true.
Is it true,
It's been
huh?
true.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah,
all right.
absolutely. Not always for the better, but definitely a change.
All right, we
All
got to
right.
keep this short, brother. I have a sick little one and I got to take care of my family. So onward and upward.
Of course, of course. Well, today we had a setup, a big move. Look, there's
But hang on,
no
hang
two
on,
ways.
hang on. Did you do well today? How'd you do? You were happy with today? Were you not happy with today?
Not, I wasn't not happy with it today. Just nothing really happened for me. And when we go through the trades, you see that there are certain trade setups that I look for, and if they're not there, I can't really force it. When I
Right.
force it, things don't normally go well. And so, what we talked about yesterday, there's certain trades that we know we want to get. We want to try to get the 6 o'clock trade, right? The move down from open towards the previous day's VWAP levels. We want to get perfect entries. That is bounces off of these levels or shorts from these levels. So either longs or shorts from these levels or any time-based trades. So if we're going to be trading a 50-minute to 2 hour, we're looking to climb these levels little by little. Um, Most of the things I couldn't do today because the move today was pretty dramatic. If we take a look, it's sort of like the move that we had yesterday, except that yesterday, if we take a look at MNQ, yesterday we actually did get a perfect entry because the price, when it opened up, actually came down actually twice to the daily level down here for us to be able to get entries up. Even if you missed those, you could have gotten this one. There were revisits to the VWAP levels in order to rise. Today, none of that happened. None of that happened. As you can see here on the overnight, 6 o'clock happened. We didn't fall. We went up and we pulled down, but we didn't even get. We totally whiffed the previous levels for VWAP. Didn't even get close to them enough to do it. Maybe on the 2 hour, you might have considered it. Hey, it's close enough. Let me go. But we don't do that. We place limit orders there. We're looking to get filled exactly those prices. And if we don't get those prices, we don't cry and we let it go. What do we have instead? We had the price move in a range between the 2 hour levels last night. So we had 2 hour levels here, 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 and here. Like you guys can see these purple lines in the chart. And what did we see? We saw the price bounce off the first purple level. Then it came back down to that level again. And it stayed in this range being pulled by the price. But it wasn't one of those zigzaggy, obvious, just take the trade from when we bounce on it, take the short when we hit it resistance. It wasn't perfectly like that. In fact, by the time we got back up to this 2 hour level that was created from 9 o'clock, we never even got back down to the other two level. We just sprinted up, right? There wasn't even that much news today. But one way or another, the price just exploded up into the US Open at 9:30. So we were already way higher than the high of the overnight, way higher than the highs of the previous day. And I don't chase. So I would have been looking for a bounce. I'm looking for a short down to this area. All kinds of things could happen here. And because I don't know if we can go up and down when there's no certainty and it could go either way, I sort of like let it go. There was this one move up here to this 2 hour level. So what happened is that this candle started exploding up. Once it became clear that we are not headed down to this level quickly, once we clear and we have this sort of like air pocket up here, that's where I go, okay, let me just take a little bit of this ride up to this level over here. And then I try to short right from this 2 hour level. Try to short from this 2 hour level in order to try to make my way down. We were I'm always targeting the most recent nearby daily VWAP level, right? It's usually a very good bet to do that. If it doesn't work 100% of the time, works about 73% of the time. And so I take that trade, but it didn't work this time. Luckily, I didn't chop myself up constantly through this whole thing. It didn't work. I tried twice, didn't work, and I let it go. What we
I got a
saw,
little bit on that red candle.
I mean, I didn't. I give it back after when I tried again.
No, I got it. I got 20.
Oh, you got some.
Yeah,
Nice.
just a little bit, just in and out, just a little scalp.
Yeah.
No big deal.
What we did see here is that yesterday we had the Mustang cross of VWAPs, which ended the day bullish, and so today started bullish again, and it was full on bullish. Now this is something I should pay attention to a little bit more, and that is when there is no uncertainty as to the trend for that day. So here it's just clearly bullish right from the get go. What you're looking for is this bounce off of VWAP. This is the bounce that Mike Christensen got on Price Action Live on Traders Post. So what you get is that you have a bounce over here. You want to enter your limit order at the VWAP level, and then you ride that up. If it's going to continue going up, it's going to go to the next level. What's the next level above is the daily, one of these daily VWAP levels that's been there since I believe November. Since February 3rd, it's been up here, and that's the direction the price went to. What was a little disappointed to me today is that, once I decided to commit to that move after we broke above this high over here, it only really made this explosive move after futures closed. So after 4 o'clock is when we got the move up. So I couldn't even participate in this rally up. So it was really sort of like, hey, I couldn't get here because my bias for the day was trying to get to daily VWAP, and I couldn't get here because the markets were closed. If you traded, you could have traded this completely differently. You could have used this and said, hey, I don't care that we're not getting down to the VWAP level. That's not the trade I care about. I care that we opened up green. If we open up green, I'm going to go long. And if it bounces off those levels, off the VWAP, I'm going to go long again. Classic VWAP bounce worked perfectly fine today. So very clear potential setups that we were looking for didn't pan out. Other setups are there. As far as I'm concerned, you can't trade every setup. Well, maybe you can, but I work during the day, so what am I going to do? I can't be staring at all day long. The last thing I want to mention here is that we always like to look at the other assets to see how they behave, if they're behaving in concert. If we take a look at Bitcoin, we see that Bitcoin moved up pretty dramatically today as well. Not only did it opened up today, it didn't even touch its daily VWAP. It went all the way up where to these to a 2 hour level, the nearest 2 hour or the highest 2 hour level that was in this cluster here of levels. Why did it stop there? Because the next level up is over here at 73.7, and it was just too much of a move. All right, it's an air pocket here. Now, once we break this air pocket, if we do break this air pocket tomorrow or whenever, then the likelihood is that we quickly go to the stop level over here. Same thing for NASDAQ. If we break this level up over here, the next air pocket is here, and we have 26,369 on the docket. Yeah, that's near all-time highs. I know that could totally happen. When we take a look at the dollar, we'll see as well that the dollar decided, hey, it was going to find some resistance here. It actually pulled back today. Let me just hide wave. And so we are still neutral for the dollar, and it pulled back from this trend that we've been watching for the last several months. So when the dollar falls down, it gives a relief to equities, and we can expect the equities to go up. But you'll notice that the dollar never actually crossed below the daily level, the daily VWAP level that was created for it, and it made a higher low. So we'll see how that goes. We do have this level down here for the dollar, this daily VWAP level, where the dollar can fall all the way down here and still be our higher low, but that could bring us all the way back to all-time highs. Yes, it could bring us all the way back to all-time highs.
Wow.
So that's where, when you're in neutral sort of situation, long-term neutral, like for a medium to long-term, and you're in a neutral territory, anything can happen for the price. What we saw today was right along with the chop that we've seen over the last few weeks. We're right there, right? This is not crazy different than anything else we've seen. It's not even the biggest move we had in this range. And the
So
range, where
if
if you look at this in 2 hour, we even have this range for an even longer period of time. We've had this range. Basically, we're back to where we were September of last year.
this is on MNQ.
That's right, MNQ. But the same thing for S&P. Yeah, same thing for S&P.
So if Bitcoin breaks up and goes to 74, what does that do for your thesis of 56,000 Bitcoin?
Oh, nothing. It's the same. These bounces, they seem dramatic when you're looking at it on an intraday, right? Bitcoin, fine, it rallied off the lows over here, up 12%. In a bear market, actually, even in the bull market, a bounce of 30% is totally normal in Bitcoin, or a dip of 30% when you're in a uptrend. We're still down from 38% from the January 14th, where we confirmed the bear market, where we were looking for this move up over here to confirm the bear market and then down. Where this is 40. That was a drop of 38%, and we're still overall from peak to trough, we are still at 44% down. Like, we are still well into bear market territory here for Bitcoin. So I like this sort of thing. We could bounce all the way back up to 83,700, and I wouldn't even blink an eye for Bitcoin. To me, that would still be underneath the trend, still just a lower high, and then we could roll over the other side. The question is, how dramatic is that move, right? Now, this adds to my idea that when we were down at 59,000, we were so close to my $50,000 to $56,000 range for the bottom of Bitcoin. And people are sort of asking, I mean, if we get there, doesn't that mean that like $40,000, $30,000, $20,000 is in range? I had a friend of mine message me, I hear Bitcoin's going to go to 8,000. Yeah, I told you that's what would happen. People would start talking about that. But if we had a rally now up to 85,000, well, all of a sudden now getting back to 50,000 will feel pretty dramatic for everyone.
Right.
It'll be some big drop, but it'd be exactly what I would expect. So this to me is totally on track here. I'd be shorting every bounce and just holding on till we get to the actual bottom of the trend and then wait to turn from there. So no, my thesis has not been invalidated whatsoever.
What are you seeing for the future on MNQ and Bitcoin?
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at the future. We want to see where we close today. We are looking at a VWAP level of about 25,322 to 25,256 on NASDAQ. That is about a 132 point drop to 200 points. That's a nice juicy move in order to get it. The reason I would not be taking this at 6 p.m. just yet, even though it might get there as soon as the futures open, is that we're very near a daily level over here. Right. So I would rather short from here to try to get this move down, something like a 230 point move. I'd love to get that. And obviously, I would love to enter in long at these levels. So I would set limit orders at 25,322 and 25,257, looking to go long afterwards if we get that dip. Tom, what if you're wrong and we fall? No problem. We will probably fall. We bounce back up to those levels, and I would use those to short in order to go down the other side.
What if we shoot up? We don't go down.
I would only go long here if we go above this level and then confirm it. So, for example, over here on the 2 hour level that happened today, on the 2 hour level, what happened is that we moved up to this 2 hour level here. And so we were oscillating around it. So it's like, I'm not really getting into a trade until what we do is we break this high. So once we broke that high over here, and you see here, that's where we get this explosion up. So I'm not looking to be a hero. If we're going to blast up, I'm expecting for the price to go up and then come down on top of it to confirm it. If we confirm there, then I would go long in order to get long. And if it blasts all the way up and I miss the whole thing, well, then it blasts up and I miss the whole thing. What am I going to do? I'll catch it when it falls 20% to the downside. Thanks.
Well, like Mike Christensen says, you're not a trader, you're a risk manager. And this
Right.
whole thing about fear of missing out and I want to catch these moves and oh my God, this is going to be the last time. Those, even if they work out, like you say, Tom, could reinforce bad habits that will eventually put you in a situation where you would give it all back. So,
That's
responsible
right.
trading, follow the rules, high value trader here. We're going to be high earning, AI leveraged, level headed, and overflow, caring about trading with purpose for the people that we care about. Keep your head on straight, folks.
Awesome. That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. for even more revelations.
Oh, just before we leave, I want to remind people go ahead and check out the dashboard on sacredprofit.com. So if you go to sacredprofit.com, you're going to see the eponymous Sacred Profit. You click on Enter Sanctum. You can get access to this dashboard. You can get access to the indicators. I do want to remind you that for those of you who might be price sensitive, $0, 14-day free trial. You get access to everything. So I really want to remind you about that because this may not be forever. Get your opportunity now, sacredprofit.com. Do it now. Thank you for watching, folks. Are we done?
Yeah, we're over.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, good. I don't know. You gave me the last word. I felt sort of special there. I didn't.